Did you find it?
It was Pierce. I can remember the first name, Sue something. Well, he had some brush you, I also really appreciate that on time.
On this.
Thank you. So across the road. Oh,
There
Blair.
is one for that. We're just gonna talk about it.
That was great.
Pretty close.
Computers are not. So was mine is too. Ours were the same.
They're all the same.
Yeah, it's weird.
About that too.
servers. Oh, maybe.
Or they won't like us, one of the two, because mine's the same as
I
yours.
looked it up online too.
Like good to go or?
You're live.
Okay. Okay,
Thank you.
all right, thanks. So call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Roll call, if we're all here. Is there anybody out in cyber world? We'll take that as a no. Approval of the minutes.
Motion.
Second it.
No favors, really?
Aye.
All right. Approval. Wow, now we're going to agenda items. I guess the big thing this month is the budget. We'll start there. Maybe go. If we go page by page and say anything in particular. That you'd like to draw attention to, or anybody has questions along the way. Is that,
Art and I don't have copies of it.
it was in
From
our
last
city
week.
packet?
Oh, I don't have our back to you.
Oh, the city packet. I do have that.
Hold it up.
I can share with you.
Okay, 14. Looks like the first page is all the revenues. First page.
Grab a pen.
Oh, Pine Hills is not on camp. What's it called?
Certainly solicitors.
She says these like landfill slash. Hey, thanks.
Same day.
Is there anything? I go to the next page, or it looks like. So that's clerk and city hall, all the expenses, which. Better. Next page.
Oh, I did have a question, sorry, on that first page. What is the apartment that's right? Is that above the library? That's what the apartment is.
We're on page 15. So the auditor. It says elections and then it says auditor. And then over on the other place, there's also another place that says auditor. So is this a different type of? So. The 1012, 800 and. So there was one here. And then. It's one around where the assessor was. Which I thought that must be the auditor.
There's an auditor at Department 203. Is that what you're referring to on page 15?
And the assessor.
The assessor is one of them.
Okay, and I felt like there was another place where there was another 11,000. Let's see if I find it as we go through. But that would be for the auditor for the year-end stuff then. And this one is that one. Okay. The next one, that's the amount of money they give the fire department and they pay their stuff. That's right. Professional services, 11,000 under planning and selling. Maybe that's where I was at, wondering what that was. It's on page 18.
Is that C2A?
Are you talking about the 401?
Yes,
800, that's,
Yeah.
That is, Rob. the new
I
building
thought
inspector.
I thought the next one was, Rob.
We have Rob, and then we have, and that includes the C2, or Spicer. And then you have the trade inspectors for the
Okay,
.100. So I put them under 2 so we can track both
okay.
separately, so,
So Rob's under the
800.
Yeah, okay,
and then the 800, 100 is the trade inspectors.
okay.
How do the salaries work on like page 16, like, for the treasurer report, like the amount under full-time wages is not the salary amount, like salaries are higher than that, so.
That's how the allocation tables, so how they get divvied up between,
departments or
yeah, the
something.
different
Okay,
departments, yeah.
okay, so the full-time amount is greater than the top line there, when you include all of the other line items.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which, and I'm gonna redo all, or not really redo, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but like with Dave's even. Like starting the new fiscal year, we're gonna track hours more of where we're spending hours, so that the allocation table can be fit more to where we're spending our time now. Versus, I don't know when exactly that was created,
right, I
so,
remember showing me that made sense.
yes, so I wanna do that for the next, I don't know, maybe 6 months, but for the DPW, we're gonna have to do a year because we have seasons.
Right, winter and
Makes a big difference.
okay. So I know, we normally transferred money out for, the police car. And, it looks like we're transferring out of Public Works, $30,000. Is that what we normally did, or is that,
Well, I did raise a handful of some of them be due to things increasing, like, because like a truck, the police car was 53, 55, but it's projected in the next 5 years, it'll be
Okay.
at 70, so I increased everything by 5% to
okay?
both.
And so
kinda
this,
like inflation.
and this money basically for the DPW will be for trucks and that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
because there's a lot of stuff to update so that we aren't putting more money into them, so update those so that we aren't spending more on repair and maintenance.
So Parks and Rec, some of that money would be for his workers to maintain the parks, is that, like how that's allocated out?
There's not, it's not a big concern.
Yeah, I know, okay, I was just curious that,
That's why I want to redo everything. see
Yeah.
How everything.
the Whaler Securities probably our camera on that.
What page are you on, Gil?
I'm on 19, I don't know what kind of picture guys are, sorry.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I'm on
I was
19.
on 15, so.
If we want, you can, I'll wait till you catch up if you have any questions. I looked at it already.
Well, I had looked through it too.
Great.
I had as well, and
Yeah.
I had highlighted things I had issues with, but I just didn't know where you're at, where you're asking questions.
Yeah, I'm on 19.
I didn't have anything on the page.
The same thing with Public Works, so $73,000 goes to the ambulance and they take care of their stuff, and that's what we allocate to them. Okay, I'm on 20.
I didn't have any notes on this page.
So the $10,000 that we allocated to CIP fund, that would be for something in the park that we might want to do eventually, is that, okay?
Yeah, like anything's bathrooms even, whatever.
Okay.
Or like, I know we wanna do the state park, needs to be repainted and everything. So I put 10 minutes, or maybe for that.
Right. Okay, I'm going to 21 unless you guys have any. So it looks like this is just, I'm not sure what the refund is, but it's like these are taxes that we,
Yeah, the grants and stuff, yeah.
so I'm going to 22. So did anything stick out, especially I guess in the DPW, things that were above what we had budgeted or anything that we were making any kind of big adjustments for, I guess, with what we thought last year and why they came in?
I think the big thing with the DPW is a lot of the maintenance, or a lot of the equipment needs to be older. So, and there's quite a bit that we already have in the funds and the capital funds that I want to utilize so that it's not hitting what will our revenues this year. So we can, like, the cemetery mower, we have enough in to replace, we actually have enough in to get the truck that the mower blew on to replace that. So we have stuff that's already in there that we don't even have to,
Right, it's already been said.
it's already been spent aside. So that's why I actually bumped it up. I think it's 10,000.
Yeah.
For that one, I think I bumped it up 10,000 more just to cover and then start building it back up again.
Next page. Okay, I'm gonna go to page 23. Debt services. 25,000, what is that? You don't have to insert it, I'm looking at this. It says Public Works. Debt services. Retirement fund? Yeah, there's some kind of note, but retirement fund.
I can't.
Mark
Look
this.
it up and put a note. Is that-
24.
Well, the cemetery stuff. Really, we should probably start looking at increasing the sale lots and foundation, all this stuff. It's so cheap compared to anyone around. Not even average. If you, we don't make any, like if anything, we're starting to get to the point where we're gonna start losing money maintaining the cemetery.
So when is the next, is it October? I think they just had us.
They just had one, yeah, and
The next
did
one
we
is
change it?
Sorry, June 24th.
Is it, or did you guys move it to, I thought you guys were talking about moving it to annually to the cemetery
It'll be June.
of 25, yeah. So that's something that I'll to think about, because we're starting to,
That's what I'm.
yeah, okay.
I think it's,
The city council actually makes the choices on whether to raise that or not the board, cemetery board.
I just thought we probably should include them, I guess, in communications, that's all I was thinking. Okay. Instruction, Public Works, 25. Got winter maintenance. Jeez.
Mhm.
Hmm. Any questions?
No.
Let's do 26 and 27, so that's the sale of lots that she was talking about, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you anticipate.
Yeah, but it's so, it's,
Right.
you don't know.
No, I know,
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
it depends on how many people die.
I know.
Some
You
of
said it, I didn't say it. I was thinking it, but I didn't.
Yeah,
Oh, people that are preparing, I mean, you don't.
yeah, that's true, that could be.
And plus the other thing with that cemeteries, you gotta remember, a lot of people are going to cremations. It's supposed to be-
That is true.
Really puts it down.
Mhm.
That is true, yeah, I would agree with that. Alright. 28. So basically, these are the expenses that we
So, yeah,
think, but
the library, yeah, in the library, I put in what they had requested, not what my suggestion was. So I don't know how that you.
let's go back to this cemetery thing.
Oh, okay.
So, the part-time worker, so that's one of his workers that are, you know, over there mowing and stuff like that.
And what you do is you take, it's all part-time,
Mhm.
all part-time hours, that's why I wanna relook at allocation, like percentages, how much percentage time is used there. We gotta think, cause also anytime we have a burial,
Okay,
that's hours,
okay,
several hours every time there's a
Okay.
burial.
okay.
Mowing.
So how many on average do you think burials are a year? You'd probably be about a choice of maybe.
Oh, that one's so,
I mean,
But I mean, and about like in a range.
it's usually 4 to 6 hours for a cremation. By the time they get to do the burial the next day. And it can be anywhere from 8 to 12 for a full burial, depending on how long it is. And
yeah.
I was more
Especially
like,
the
do you think we have 10? Do you think we have?
and then you have to add in
Yeah.
for a cremation, so you have 1 or 2 people, where for a full burial, you've got 4 people. And
Yeah, and I think since I've been here, we've had 6.
Yeah.
6 or so, so I mean, that's only. So,
20 to 30 a year, maybe. Based on that.
that's a
Probably,
lot.
and they're all in the summer on the weekend.
Yeah, well, yeah, ones that don't wanna do it in the winter and then we save it for. Do it then, but then when you think about it in the long run, the 13. Like in a whole year, it's not even really that much.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking more, it's the summer, it's not the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what I was thinking, but I guess I thought, because we put if it's in the part of the winter, then we should put them somewhere and. There's certain months we don't.
Oh, yeah, so I just recalculated and did the hours.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we
For that.
have heaters, we thaw the ground, dig the holes.
Okay,
For those that want to go through with it.
okay, so the library,
Okay.
so. My understanding is they approved this investment budget. They have to give me their packet. That's my understanding.
So these are
If-
their,
Right,
this is
if
their
we
number.
change them, then we have to go back through the process of having them. Go through and approve it, and then it has to come back to us. And I don't think we have timelines.
Is there something that you're wanting to change? In the library budget?
Well, I know like the state grants culture that they have saying that they're gonna get $1,000 in, that's no longer, that's no longer a thing. That's done, that state culture grant for 1,000. Like that one was done in, I can't remember if it's 21, 22 or 22, 23. So that's
So-
just,
Yeah.
just little things like that, but. The library is the one that. Has the hardship. But I did meet with them for a couple hours this past month, so. And there was a lot of different ideas. Yeah.
I do think they're very motivated to try to help. Um,
I did say something to Beck about possibly if we had the part-timers, like, more as like contract employees.
Yeah, I actually thought about that. So the only thing that I know, and sometimes can be an issue, you know, even with DPW people, is if you tell them when to come and when to leave and what to do, there is some
Yeah.
thought that they're not contractors, so it would be kind of a little bit of a, I thought it was a good idea though, because that could save us a little bit of money.
Yeah, I mean, you can also just like, these are the hours that need to be filled, since your contract employee, what hours you
Yeah.
pick up. and
Yeah.
then You could do it that way.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to that idea,
I mean, that's,
because it would save us about, you know, probably when you get down to, I mean, it's all
Well, I
the
mean-
things, probably 10% of the. Yeah. Of whatever the,
and they're supposed to be meeting with Shiawassee Library, possibly do something with that. So. Hopefully that's. the numbers that continue.
well, I guess we probably better wrap this. Yeah. Is there any questions else that Randy that you noted or, okay?
Oh, yeah, you said you highlighted, and,
Well, I think the one thing I highlighted was just that question about the apartment. I was just
oh,
confused about that, but, I don't know if I highlighted anything from some site. Separate from the budget. I had a question about the library buildings fund and discussion in tonight's meeting.
Mhm.
We should discuss that now or just wait for council meeting.
oh, the library, that building fund is in a CD, which it's done in August. August 26th, actually,
You mean it's done?
like this, it's number
Yeah,
years.
can be rolled over.
So it can either, we can roll it back into the CD, or we can they can start using it and doing. That's my suggestion. I mean, with stuff that we want to get done through, through here, then they can do repairs on the building, whatever they want to the building.
And the proposal in the council pack for tonight is to use some of the funds from that to carpeting. Is that correct?
Yeah, we could either do it that way, or we could use
But like in talking
RC.
to some of them, I think that there were some concerns that were shared with me about using that and the intention behind the library, the fund, being that is for the donation, I guess, that it was, and was donated was for the building of the new building. So that was brought to my attention, so it's one of the,
Well, it's for the building. So if you think about it, it's two buildings converted into one. Well, we didn't get that in the building, so we still have this building. So you're using it still on part of the building that you were going to be intended on using. Right, because they were gonna make it bigger. So use it on the building that you still have. And that's going towards the donation, the building fund. It's
is it
just,
also in the proposal from tonight to proposing to use those funds for the carpeting in the city hall,
no, so for,
or is it separate?
yeah, it'd be separate. We want to use it for here. That's
that's-
only for the library. Like, you can only use that for the library building itself, not for anything in this building.
I think my understanding of their perception of it is that is part of the library fund was going to be used
Oh, no.
For this.
for the city hall, so I just want to make sure that's
Oh,
not
no.
the case.
No.
So I think. Like, I wasn't here when they set up that fund, but I know Dean was on that committee. And he's the person he's friends with. Like, he has more insight as to what it was supposed to be used for or not. Because. My understanding, it wasn't supposed to be for maintenance type stuff, but that's all I knew, but I wasn't involved with the actual, when it was set up. So. I guess we better. You wanna go to the next thing that our boss and. Now, so we'll table that, so, yeah, we'll talk about it and, have somebody
Yeah, working on those.
Yeah.
Might have more information.
Loss analysis is just, I met with, the MMO, I was in that area, so he just came and brought us our loss analysis report. and we're doing fine. Basically,
And then basically the sewer rate increase, it looked like you kind of proposed like a couple of choices.
yeah,
Obviously, we're gonna have some big expenses coming down that hasn't been raised, and I don't know, it's gotta be 20-some years.
Yeah. So we're really far behind. So the graph shows the top line is where our expenses are. That's preparing for the lagoons, and obviously that'll come down a little bit, but we should always have be constantly saving for having to discharge those lagoons. So it's not something that we're gonna ever get away from unless we completely do something different.
Right.
But we also need to, we met with Adam. So we also need to start thinking about what's been a decade for the sewer videos and cleaning, so that's gonna be coming. And he said, he didn't give us a number, but he's gonna give us two numbers, one if we did it all at once, and one if we did a plan, so we only did sections at a time. But we haven't got that one, and then we have Shiawassee that we keep getting realtors all about with putting those houses in those lots, and what we want to do with sewer there, because we have to do the whole, all the sewer to connect down there and to the road.
I had one question on page 56. So we're just looking at how we're gonna increase them. And
Yeah,
obviously we need
I
to-
did two different kind, I
Yeah.
did a kind of study and a kind of a more drastic.
I was
approach.
curious about the drastic. So the drastic, so my bill is $75. So then it would go to 80, and then it would go to 85 the next quarter, and then 90
Until we got
and
20.
to 100. Or basically the
5
for
for
a
a whole
year.
year, yeah, so it'd be 80 for a whole year.
And then 85 for a whole year.
And then, yeah. I lean more towards the not so pleasant one, but we are so far behind with,
Why don't we just jump it?
from
We're talking-
75 to 100.
Yeah. I mean,
Got over, holy crap.
I mean, it's got it done.
Might as well move up.
well, and that's
It's quarterly.
yeah.
that-
That's a very drastic. one.
That is, and
That's what
I
think.
mean,
But I mean, that's,
If this stuff, people-
I mean, that's $100 a year, like.
And I'm gonna be one of them. Good luck with $100 thing.
well, it needs to be raised no matter what, so.
No, I agree. I
That's like
agree.
drastic.
I just wanted to make sure if I understood, I thought I did, but
I just don't know if doing it over the course of the, I guess with RJ, like, if you're gonna increase it by $100 regardless, like,
Not by
Well,
two,
20
or, sorry,
Sorry.
$25.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
525.
to 100.
instead of
like,
doing 5 by 5.
Yeah, if,
I get
I don't
it.
know if it's really any better to
Yeah.
spread that over 12 months,
No.
like, I don't know, just peel off the band-aid.
That's
and get it done.
ridiculous, but jump that
And
high
then-
that quick.
The other thing is, when we met with Adam, is that we're gonna start
Right.
applying for the category B, so
Right.
in June, we should have a resolution for the category B for next year. So I just.
I think that's all we can cover in our half hour. I think there's gonna be a lot to. So, unless there's something else that you might like. All right, so